really believe that when it comes to standing up to world leaders like Kim Jong-un, like Putin, like Xi and others, do you really believe that Kamala Harris is somebody that will exude an air on behalf of the United States that will be more intimidating to those guys than Trump would?
It's not even close, absolutely, and I'll tell you why. You guys are looking at it, it's like all of this foreign policy's emotional vibes in the room. And Kamala Harris walks in and are they like, oh my God, I'm intimidated, or oh, it's no big deal. And Trump walks in, they're like, oh my God, I fear him. No, it's about what you're willing to do, your actions, your policies, etc. So what does Kamala Harris have? Kamala Harris has the might of the administrative state and the U.S. military behind her, and they know she's stable and she represents the general American establishment. Now, a lot of people might say, hey, I don't love the establishment, etc., but it is a fearsome entity. And everybody knows that a normal president of the United States speaks on behalf of that entity, and they fear that entity. When Donald Trump walks in the room, they're like, oh, thank God, what a clown. Okay, so easy to manipulate him. Sure. Here, let's tell him we like him. Hey, Donnie, we like you. You think, oh, I like you. I'm going to write love letters to you. So while he was he said he was writing love letters to Kim Jong-un built 6 nukes. What happened, tough guy? You let him build all those nukes. You did nothing about it because you're an idiot, so easily manipulated. You think Putin doesn't know that? They do a meeting, Trump comes out, he's like, Putin is right, not our intelligence, the U.S. sucks, Putin is right. That weak guy just cares about money. You know what he says about the Saudis? They give me $30-40 million for an apartment. Shouldn't I like them? Obviously corrupt, easily manipulated, a tiny mind. He's done nothing but encourage our enemies by being so weak and such an obvious narcissist. Do you know how easily I could play that guy if I'm in a room with him? You just go tweak here, tweak there, and he's discombobulated, right? And if you're not going to do it by flattery, which is the easiest thing in the world, you just get under his skin a little bit. Hey, your hair doesn't look good. Oh, what? I'm going to attack you. Come on, this guy's a fool. Look, all of you know it. All of you know. That's why you're spending all your time about, oh, look at Kamala Harris. She's a slightly normal politician. Ooh, that's so scary. Come on. Piers, you're going to ignore the fact that the other guy is totally unhinged and the easiest man in the world to manipulate.
No, I think, listen, we've talked about Trump.
Wow. The verbal diarrhea. Triggering. From Cenk the Jenk. TDS. I mean, he's infected with Trump derangement syndrome virus. There is absolutely nothing that Trump could do. It is the easiest thing in the world that no matter what Trump does, these guys led by this joker, this clown, Cenk of the Young the Young Turks. It's just that it's opposite freaking day. If Trump would come up with a cure for cancer, they'd probably say, it took him too long, and look at how many people died because Trump didn't find the cure for cancer 20 years ago or whatever. Right? I mean, that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what goes on, isn't it? Every single time he meets with Kim Jong-un. Oh, guess what happened? Those talks that you had with Kim Jong, nothing happened. He still built his nukes. If he hadn't have gone there, guess what would have happened? Oh, you know what? Trump didn't meet with Kim Jong-un. I mean, that's just unbelievable. That's what these guys do. Oh, he's in there for a power grab. Oh, he's so corrupt. Oh, the Saudis gave him millions of dollars for an apartment. He's got real estate. They bought an apartment for him. That's being corrupt? That is being corrupt? That's what you're talking about? That's being corrupt? You've got to be kidding me. And then he's talking about, okay, that, Kamala is the one that's going to walk into a room and everyone's going to respect her. Are you kidding me? There's no way that's going to happen. No way. Trump, 4 years. They didn't know what he was going to do. They had no idea what he was going to do over there in terms of that. That's an amazing part. They were, Putin didn't know what he was going to do. Kim Jong-un didn't want to. Our enemies didn't know what Trump was going to do. Because he basically told him, if you do this, I'll probably do that. Or maybe I'll do this. But that's the way that he was doing things. That's the way that he does things. And he's a president. After 4 years, you can't say anything in terms of his foreign policy that was absolutely wrong. He did everything correctly. But this isn't the only rant that he had. If you want to listen to more of what he did, listen to this, folks, okay? The verbal diarrhea coming right from Cenk the Cenk. Listen to this garbage coming out of this guy's mouth.
I literally don't understand you guys. So Kamala Harris is the most normal politician of my lifetime. Like, and you guys keep saying, like, look at her, she's so weak, she's so this, she's so...
What does she stand for,
Cenk? Any of that.
What does she stand for?
What does she stand for?
Yeah, Cenk, what's she stand for?
Yeah, give me three things she stands for.
So, yes.
She's saying, we got it,
she's announced them. Okay, so number one, she talked about housing, which is a huge issue in this country. If you block the private equity guys from buying our homes, that would be a massive gain for the American people. What's Donald Trump's housing policy? He says, oh, drill, baby, drill. That has nothing to do with housing.
Do you know what her policy is for housing? We're going to build 3 million homes. Oh, really? You're going to build 3 million homes? Which construction companies are going to build these homes that are going to cost them millions and millions of dollars? Unless you're going to give them, but probably, well, you know what you're going to do? You're going to subsidize them using our taxpayer money? Oh, if that's what you're going to do, then I understand. Because you're just going to use the taxpayer money to give it to the construction companies so that they can build these multiple millions of homes so that, you can give it to people basically for free. And then $25,000 per home. If you're a first-time home buyer, you know what that's going to do? Everybody knows that. Anybody who knows anything, Economics 101. It's going to raise the price $25,000 more at a freaking minimum.
He's such a moron. Okay, then you talk about the prices were out of control. She says, hey, we should have a check on that. That is your grocery store, your gas, etc. Things that matter in your life. She at least has a policy. What's Trump's policy? I'm going to give corporations another tax cut. Well, listen, you were in office for 4 years, to Vinny's point. And what did you do? You didn't even build a wall. You built like 30 feet of wall. He remembered it at the last second. The main thing
because he was prevented from building the wall, you moron! You Cenk the Cenk moron! Congress took the money away. And then guess what's happening now? I just heard that the Biden policy was that they were building the wall there. But there's silencio about that. In what? You don't hear from the legacy media. They're building the wall right now. Kamala basically was nothing on the border. Now she's basically hawkish on the border. Unbelievable.
He did was he took corporate tax rates from 35% to 21%. He gave trillions of dollars to his corporate donors. The problem with the establishment is that they work for those donors. Well, how about Trump? He says, Sheldon Adelson, Miriam Adelson, I'll just give you U.S. foreign policy on Israel, and you said it, and he brags about it. He says, oil companies, I'll let you set oil policy. He is so both systemically, and personally corrupt. He's the worst of all worlds, and Kamala Harris has these policy positions you guys never talk about while you pretend that Trump has policy. Trump's only policy.
She's got nothing, zip, zero, nada.
Policy is another corporate tax cut.
Oh my God!
15%, so they can keep robbing us.
Cenk, why can't she say
one-on-one and have a conversation without another human being next to her to help her out and make her feel comfortable. She doesn't have any policies, Cenk. This is the establishment that you were talking about. They want to keep us like this. Because, Cenk, the average American that doesn't know about politics, that doesn't listen to panels like this, what they're feeling, their gut, their paycheck, their security, the border, all that, they're feeling it, Cenk. They don't give a damn who's in charge. They just know that this past 4 years has been a complete shit show, Cenk. And you're educated. For you to say Kamala Harris has Cenk, either somebody's paying you.
Yes!
You're smart, Cenk.
No.
Yes!
I say it again.
Vinny,
I respect
listen,
the hell
can I
out of
just
you.
answer that?
Somebody has to be paying people because you don't have no policies on her. Nothing that she's saying is valid,
You know what?
or it's going to happen, Cenk.
You know
They've
what?
had
Just
4
to
years
jump
to
in.
do it.
Just to jump in, I actually do think that, as Bill Clinton, I think it was, rightly said, these things usually come down to the economy, these elections. I do think the economy is going to be a massive factor.
Oh boy, did Vinny, baby, Vinny, baby, you hit it right on the head. You took that hammer on that nail and just, wow, you nailed it. Cenk, I think somebody is paying you, of course. You know how Cenk the Jenk says that, right? He goes, of course. Of course someone's paying you, TYT. Millions and millions of dollars you've taken in funding. Hey, listen, that's fine. Just be upfront about it. For you to come on and be a shill for the Democratic Party, for Kamala Harris, you talk about democracy. There was nothing democratic about her nomination. They literally shoved Joe Biden in a wheelchair off the edge of a cliff. And they substituted, they basically goosebumped her into the presidency. The de facto president of the United States of America. I'm surprised that the legacy media hasn't already coordinated her as the first female, black, historic, person of color, woman of color to ascend the throne of the presidency. I'm just amazed they haven't done that yet. But Vinny, you hit it right on the head. You can't be coming out like this thing here, Cenk. Policy positions. Trump runs policy positions around Kamala's. I mean, what? You know what I'm talking about. Runs rings around her with policy. Amazing. Just amazing the amount of verbal diarrhea coming out of these people's mouths, especially people like, oh, I'm a progressive because we're for progress. That's how Cenk talks, right? Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasser, getting a little animated here, a little triggered. That's okay. I don't mind. We get triggered, we'll trigger them. Take a look at our other videos. You'll see the links above and below. My final thought is always, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, like Cenk the Jenk, that fool, just wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.